Hi everyone. So today I have a new Elite Trainer box to open. This is the newest expansion in the Pokémon TCG from the Scarlet and Violet era called Twilight Masquerade. You can see that there. I love the design and the art because it is so shiny. If you can see that, and it's like this awesome blue and teal coloring, and then like the shiny little silver holographics on Ogerpon's mask. I think it's really cool, and I partially got this just because I know I'd like how the box looked, and I use the boxes to store extra cards. So this mostly features Ogerpon. He's kind of the headliner of this. So I'll read the back. A festival of mischief and mystery. Welcome to the land of Kitakami, where people and Pokemon live harmoniously with nature. Folk tales abound, but not all is as it seems. Uncover the mystery of the masked legendary Pokemon Ogerpon, appearing as 4 fearsome types of Terra Pokemon EX, and team up with more newly discovered Pokemon like Blood Moon Ursaluna EX and Sinistra EX. Growing in power, Greninja, Dragapult, and Magcargo dazzle as Terra Pokemon EX, and more Ace Spec cards round out the festivities in the Twilight Masquerade expansion. And like most Elite Trainer boxes, it gives you 9 packs, a full art promo card, card sleeves, energy cards, a guide to the expansion, dice, coin flip die, burned and poisoned markers, a box, and another code card. So yeah, Ogerpon is from the DLC, the kind of, extra content you can purchase after you finish main game Scarlet and Violet, and he basically can like change his typing by putting on different masks, so he can change from like fire type to grass type to water type, etc. And so he's like a cute little guy, but he's kind of just this like side story that not everyone might have played. Again, I just love the blue and the shininess on this. So when you slide it open, you have this player's guide here, and like most player's guides, they're back to like the good quality shiny paper. It gives you, kind of highlights some special cards, and then gives you like the full card list. And as usual, I haven't looked at the full list because I like to be somewhat surprised. I know I've watched a few videos of people pulling just to see if I wanted to get this set or not. I don't have any specific chase cards, although I love Dragapult. I actually, I already opened a, I forget what they call it, booster bundle or booster bundle, which is these 6 packs, and I got a Terra Dragapult EX, which is a regular one, which was cool. And then here is the box itself. It's also very shiny, so that's awesome. So when you open it here, let's see. So here are the markers for being burned or poisoned. Here are the dice, and I really like these because they're blue, and I love the big one is like this sparkly blue one, love that. So there are those. What else do we have? So these are dividers you can use, which is really helpful for organizing your collection in these boxes. I wish they gave you more, honestly. So these are just a pack of more energy cards. open those. There's one more divider. If anyone wants this, first come, first serve. We also have card sleeves. It's all the same art of Ogerpon, but love the coloring on these, so I would actually use them. Except sometimes these card sleeves are kind of like, they're not like perfectly clear plastic, so it kind of dulls the cards, which I don't like. I wish they'd be better because I want to use like these cool card sleeves instead of just regular clear plastic. And then we have the promo, so I'll pull this out. I love, see all that shimmer and like glitter on that? I love that. So this is Teal Mask Ogerpon. Basically it means like that's one of his many masks, and this is him right here. He's like kind of like a little orange pumpkin face is what I always think of. So right here he's a grass type, and I forget if he's like normally grass type or that's the Teal Mask. He has Mountain Stroll and Ogre Comeback, and it says, this mischief-loving Pokemon is full of curiosity. It battles by drawing out the type-based energy contained within its mass. So, really love the glitter and also like kind of the rainbow on this. It's super awesome. So that's the promo card. So now we have, I think, 9 packs to open. This is Ogerpon and his mask. Here's code, and we will start with a Pinsir. Sorry. So Pinsir is from Gen 1. He's the Stag Beetle Pokemon, and it says these Pokemon judge one another based on pinchers. Thicker, more impressive pinchers make for more popularity with the opposite gender. This one always kind of creeped me out. I think it's like the weird mouth. He has slow crunch and super powered horns, which makes sense, grass type. Then we have a Fione, or Fione, I don't know how you say it, a water type. It says, when the water warms, they inflate the flotation sac on their heads and drift languidly on the sea in packs. Kind of a cute one. Then we have Girder. So this is a fighting type Pokemon. I think he's the middle evolution, so between Timber and Conkeldurr. And they're always like holding these big bars of metal. So this says, this Pokemon is so muscular and strongly built that even a group of wrestlers could not make it budge an inch. So, not one of my favorites. I don't like the weird kind of clown nose they give him. Next we have Venipede with really interesting art. Very colorful. If you look closely, it's kind of like little stars almost in the background. And this is a centipede Pokemon, dark type. It says Venipede Venipede and Sizzlipede are similar species, but when the two meet, a huge fight ensues. There we go. Another dark type. This is Mightyena. Mightyena. It evolves from Poochyena. And this one's kind of a cool Pokemon. I caught a shiny version and it has blue eyes. So that's cool. Once it's caught the scent of a faraway prey, the leader gives a signal and the whole pack moves out. So if you're like a dog person, good option for a dark type. Then we have Reverum. He evolves from Varoom, multi-sill Pokemon. This is one of the new Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. Reverum viciously threatens others with the sound of its exhaust. It sticks its tongue out from its cylindrical mouth and sprays toxic fluids. Not a huge fan of this one. Ooh, then we have a Florges, which I love. Psychic type. It's funny, I saw someone in some video say, like, every card art of Florges is, like, the same, almost the exact same thing. And I kind of agree, like, I kind of wish they would, because it comes in other colors, they always put a red one, and I wish they kind of, like, vary it up. But it's a cool, kind of elegant Pokemon. It evolves from Floette, which evolves from Flabebe, so this is the, like, third in the chain. It has magical shot for 120, which is pretty good. They say that flower gardens created by Florges are constantly showered with a power that can heal both body and spirit. So that's pretty good. Alright, then we have the first reverse holo, which is Tatsugiri. I really like the dragon type holos because I guess like the color that dragon types get is gold, so it kind of just looks like a shiny gold card. It makes it kind of look more special than it is because it's just a reverse holo. So Tatsugiri is also new in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, funny little fish. It looks like sushi. And this says, Tatsugiri is an extremely cunning Pokemon. It feigns weakness to lure in prey, then orders its partner to attack. And I'm pretty sure its partner, I think, is Dondozo, something like that, who's like a huge fish. But yeah, I really like the dragon reverse holos. Oh, okay. So same Florges, but now reverse holo. So it's elevated a little. And then the last card, oh, it's something. Luxray EX. So, like a lot of EXs now, it has this really bold star pattern on it, which is cool. So Luxray evolves from Luxio, who evolves from Shinx, I think. Electric type Pokemon. Has Volt Strike, which is 250 damage. That's pretty intense. So yeah, just a regular EX, but still a cool card. And then Grass Energy. Okay, pack 2. This one has Dragapult on it, who's one of my favorite Pokemon. You can see he fired his little Dreepy missiles. Super cool. Okay, here's the card. And we are starting off with an Aeron. This one is a Steel type Iron Armor Pokemon, number 304. It eats iron ore and sometimes railroad tracks to build up the steel armor that protects its body. I have to say, I think Steel type might be my least favorite Pokemon type, not based on like its strengths or weaknesses or anything, just based on like it doesn't like resonate with me. Like a bunch of metal Pokemon, not super great. Then we have Sandshrew. Oh, it's so cute. He's like in a little, I don't know, rock bed or something. Sandshrew is fighting type. He's from Gen 1. I also love the ice type version of Sandshrew. I think it's Alolan. No matter how high a place it falls from, this Pokemon can save itself by rolling into a ball and bouncing. So Sandshrew is a basic Pokemon that evolves into Sandslash, although I always have a really hard time evolving them because the Sandshrew are so cute. Oh, we get a Chansey. Always love to get more Chansey. Another Gen 1 Pokemon. They call it the egg Pokemon. It carries this little egg, and it's really good at healing. It walks carefully to prevent its egg from breaking. However, it's extremely fast at running away. It is. In the game, they'll like bolt if they see you coming, but you can also get a ton of XP by defeating them, so it's a really good way to level up your Pokemon. I did pull in the booster box bundle thing I already did, which I didn't film. I pulled a Blissey EX, which was pretty cool. A lot of Gen 1s. This is Tangela, the vine Pokemon. It's kind of cute. He's just like reaching up into the flowers. So he's a grass type. Hidden beneath a tangle of vines that grows non-stop, even if the vines are torn off, this Pokemon's true appearance remains a mystery. That always kind of creeps me out when they say that. Like, there's a few others, like Mimikyu, where they're like, we don't really know what it looks like. Then we have Trainer Festival Grounds. This is a cute one. I love the little booths. This looks like there's a setting in the DLC that looks like this, where you go to a little festival and you can play games, and Ogerpon like sneaks down to the festival wearing his mask. So there's a trainer. Then we have Glamora. This, I think, is also new in Scarlet and Violet. Evolves from Glimmet. It's an ore Pokemon. It's usually found like down in caves and underground, and it's a fighting type. And it says, Glamora's petals are made of crystallized poison energy. It's recently become evident that these petals resemble Terra Jewels. So there's Glamora. Yes! Oh, I'm so excited. Poliwrath. So the Poliwrath line is probably one of my favorites. Definitely from Gen 1, like maybe my top favorite evolution line, and then overall still one of my favorites. It's funny they call Poliwrath a tadpole Pokemon because he's like very grown up and aggressive and stuff, and so he evolves from Poliwhirl, which evolves from I feel like I'm not sure if I'm remembering the name right, Poliwag, or is it something else? I don't know. He has Jumping Uppercut, which can do 120 damage. And it says it can use its well-developed arms and legs to run on the surface of the water for a split second. I also really like the art, how he's kind of like in motion, and the water is swirling around. There's like a rainbow in the back. This might be my favorite Poliwrath card I have, so that's pretty cool. Then, okay, cool. So this is our first reverse holo, grass type, and this is Poltergeist. So, well, yeah, I'll read it right here. It says, Poltergeist looks like a regional form of Sinistea, but it was recently discovered the two Pokemon are entirely unrelated. So they kind of do some of these, I think you call it convergent evolution, where like in real nature, animals just evolve similarly in different places, even though they're not related. So this one, instead of like, a different type of tea, this is matcha. And I think this evolves into sinistra. So this is the basic little guy. All right, then we have, ooh. Oh, I really like this. Wow, this is so cute. Oh my gosh, so this is a full art Diplin. So Diplin evolves from Applin, and previously Applin could evolve into Flapple and Appleton, but I think maybe, I don't remember if he's in main game Scarlet and Violet, but definitely in the DLC, Applin can now evolve into Diplin, which is like a candied apple, and it has the little dragon head and tail popping out. This is really so cute. I love all the like real candy apples behind him. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this card before, so that was like totally a surprise. This is adorable. There's actually a description. So the head sticking out belongs to the foreworm, while the tail belongs to the core worm. The two share one apple and help each other out. So supposedly this is not one animal, it's two. That's awesome, and it has a really subtle shininess to it, if you can kind of see. Oh, that's great. Maybe that's the best one I'll pull. Then, okay, cool to get a Ogerpon, because I don't know if he's going to be in many other expansions. This one's focused on him. So this is a teal mask Ogerpon, just like in the promo card, but this you can see him a little better. So he wears the mask to like sneak around in public, because for some reason everyone's like terrified of him and hates him, so he has to hide with the mask, and he also uses them to fight with. This is the same description as before, and then just kind of a regular old holo, but that's cute. And then we end with water type energy. Okay, so that was only 2 packs. That is like really, I think, really good so far. I don't know if that means the rest will go downhill. We'll see. So this pack, I think this is Sinistra, which evolves from Poltergeist. So he's like a cute little matcha drink chilling in a cup. Oh, so cute. The first one is Clefairy. I love that. I love Clefairy. Another Gen 1 again, and he's kind of walking by maybe like a little shrine. And he's a fairy Pokemon. I forget if he's like fairy type or normal type in the games. They put him as psychic here. I don't remember. On nights with a full moon, they gather together and dance. The surrounding area is enveloped in an abnormal magnetic field. And his move's called Moon Kick, which is cute. I have a Squishmallow Clefairy, which is so cute and round. Love Clefairy. Okay, then we get a Shanks. I was going through putting away some Pokemon cards the other day that I opened, and I just noticed that I have so many Shinx, like from multiple different expansions. I just keep getting Shinx, and there's so many different versions of Shinx. I think sometimes like you can tell which Pokemon that the company is like obsessed with. So electric type, he's the baby version of Luxray, and it says the extension and contraction of its muscles generates electricity. Its fur glows when it's in trouble. I'm not really sure why they kind of like this name is so different from the others, because they're Luxio and Luxray, and then this is just Shinx, which is why I always like hesitate for a second and can't remember what it's called. Yeah, just the baby. Okay, here we have Poltergeist again, but different arts. It's kind of cute. I like the pot he's in. It's called the Macho Pokemon. Same description as before, but he's a grass type. And we have Varoom, so the basic version of Revaroom, which we pulled a little earlier. Single Sill Pokemon, Steel type. And it says, the steel section is Varoom's actual body. This Pokemon clings to rocks and converts the minerals within into energy to fuel its activities. So again, not that much of a fan of these guys. Okay, next we have a trainer card. This is Hassel, who you would know from the games. He's one of the instructors. Maybe the art teacher based on all the art on the walls. I think he's maybe the one that like cries all the time and gets really emotional. So that's a trainer, just a regular one. Okay, then we have, it's just a regular card, but this like the ancient and future ones they make kind of have this extra little thing on them. So this is Brute Bonnet. It is a Paradox Pokemon, which if you played the game Scarlet and Violet, you'll understand what this is. And it says, it is possible that the creature listed as Brute Bonnet in a certain book could actually be this Pokemon. So this, all the ancient and future ones are like actual ancient or future versions of Pokemon. So this is a Moongus, I think, but like an past ancient version before it evolved into its current form. It's dark type. Then we have Ambipom. This evolves from Ipom. They call it a long tail Pokemon. It's a normal type. Its face kind of creeps me out. I'm not a huge like monkey fan in general. Split into two, the tails are so adept at handling and doing things that Ambipom rarely uses its hands. So there we go. Oh, this is very cute. This is a reverse hollow electric type Pokemon, Bellybolt. So Bellybolt evolves from Tadbulb. It's very cute just sitting on this rock. But I think the one complaint people have is addressed here. What appear to be eyeballs are actually organs for discharging the electricity generated by Bellybolt's belly button dynamo. So I think its eyes are actually these tiny little dots here and above his mouth. And like, even though I know that the white things aren't eyes, it's like almost impossible to look at this and just not think those are its eyes. And like the actual eyes look like they could be nostrils. I don't know why they did that. It'd be much cuter if these were just his eyes, but it is a cute little picture of him sitting on a rock in the water. So I do like that. Alright, we have an Aeron again, and this is the reverse hollow steel type. So same thing as last time, and then okay. So it's a hollow, regular hollow, so nothing special, but it is a Hisuian Arcanine, just kind of cool. Evolves from Hisuian Growlithe, who is very cute. Kind of reminds me of like a little judge with like the wigs they wear. So, let's see, it has a description. Snaps at his foes with fangs cloaked in blazing flame. Despite its bulk, it deftly feints every which way, leading opponents on a deceptively merry chase as it all but dances around them. So that's kind of cool. And then Dark Energy. This next pack is Blood Moon Ursaluna. So I think Ursaluna already existed as an evolution from Teddy Ursa, but now this is like a slightly different version. They call it Blood Moon. Okay, I love this. I got a Wattrel. Pulling a lot of Pokemon I really like. So Wattrel, I think, is new for Scarlet and Violet. And if not, it was from the Sword and Shield era. But this is an electric bird-type Pokemon, and they call it a Storm Petrel Pokemon, which is a kind of bird. And it evolves into Kilowattrel, which is a really cool looking bird type Pokemon, and this has become one of my favorites to use for an electric type on my team. It says these Pokemon make their nests on coastal cliffs. The nests have a strange crackling texture, and they're a popular delicacy. So that's very cute art of little Wattrel. Alright, next we have Volbeat, which is a grass-type Firefly Pokemon. It flashes the light on its rear to communicate with other Volbeat. It loves the sweet aroma given off by Illumise. Oh, I love this art. So this is just a regular Goldeen, who is a Gen 1 water type, but the art is so cool with the like fireworks up in the air and reflected in the water, kind of giving like the festival mood. That's super cool Goldeen art. So this says its dorsal, pectoral, and tail fins wave elegantly in the water. That's why it's known as the water dancer. This evolves into Seaking, which I'm playing Sword and Shield right now, and they have Goldeen and Seaking, and I actually think Seaking is kind of ugly compared to Goldeen. Like, when it evolved, I was kind of disappointed because Goldeen's a lot prettier to look at. Next, we have Sandygast. So Sandygast is basically a pile of sand heap Pokemon. This is that style of art they sometimes do where they crochet it. And let's see. It flings sand into the eyes of its prey and tries to close in on them when they're blinded, but since Sandygast is so slow, the prey tend to escape. So this is like kind of one of those creepy Pokemon. Creepy if you're just like enjoying a day on the beach and come encounter it, but yeah, that's him. Next we have a trainer, and it's a bug catching set, which is kind of cute. The little net and like the little container. When I was growing up as a kid, we would like run around outside catching all kinds of bugs in the summer, so I would definitely use something like this as a kid. We then have Aggron. So I think this is the final stage of Aeron, and Lairon is the middle one. So this is the Iron Armor Pokemon, pretty strong. And it says, Aggron has a horn sharp enough to perforate thick iron sheets. It brings down its opponents by ramming into them horn first. Yay! I have a Fable also. This is also really cute art. I love like its pose, and then this like kind of like pinky purple blue sparkly background. I really like that. This has magical shot for 100, pretty good. It has an acute sense of hearing. It can easily hear a pin being dropped nearly 1,100 yards away. Then we have another dragon type reverse holo, which is awesome, and this is Dreepy. Very cute. I don't know why he's in a rainstorm. Dreepy is the basic form of Dragapult. It evolves into Dracloak, and they call it the lingering Pokemon. So they're, I think, dragon ghost type. It has a habit of biting at Clauncher even though it doesn't feed on them. This is said to be vestigial behavior from when Dreepy was alive. I don't really know. Well, I guess the ghost type Pokemon are technically dead, but it's kind of weird to think about that. So that's a cool reverse holo because I love this line. Then we have another reverse holo. This is Slurpuff, who evolves from Swirlix. I think they're like cotton candy based. It says meringue Pokemon here. It's kind of cute art. It's in like maybe a candy shop, looking at stuff. And it has Slurp as its attack. And we have the psychic reverse holo here. And it says, by taking in a person's scent, it can sniff out their mental and physical condition. It's hoped that this skill will have many medical applications. Alright, then lastly, just another regular holo. This is Frostlass, kind of a cool one to have as a holo, although this is another creepy Pokemon, but I love ice types. It evolves from Snorunt, I think only if the Snorunt's female, and the description, it freezes prey by blowing its negative 58-degree Fahrenheit breath. It's said to then secretly display the prey. So, a little creepy. And then grass type. Okay, now on to pack 5. Alright, so first we have a Dreepy. Already got this one, and this one's just a plain non-holo. A Phoebus. So this is, I feel like, kind of the like sister of Magikarp, if you will. Like they're just the same sad, pathetic fish that evolves into like a cool dragon thing. So Phoebus is number 349, just called a fish Pokemon. It is the shabbiest Pokemon of all. It forms schools and lives at the bottom of rivers that teem with plant life. So just like Magikarp, they kind of like roast it. Oh, a Girafarig with really interesting art again. It kind of looks like the art on one of those other cards that I pulled earlier. Like a lot of details. See like the rainbow fields behind it? The artist like popped off on this one. They were like, I'm just gonna make it more detailed for fun. So Girafarig's tail is a small head. It instinctively bites at any foe that approaches the Pokemon from behind. And psychic type. Evolves into Farigiraf, I think. Oh, It's a Vulpix, and it's so cute. It's like sleeping, and all its little tails. Its tails are so fluffy that they're just like kind of like stacked up on each other. This is really cute art. A lot of Gen 1 Pokemon in this. So this is a fire type fox Pokemon. As its body grows larger, its 6 warm tails become more beautiful with a more luxurious coat of fur. So this evolves into 9 tails. I also love the Alolan version of Vulpix, which is also ice type. Super cool. Okay, we have a trainer cook. Looks like he's serving up some sandwiches. That's fun. Then we have Palafin. So Palafin evolves from Finizen. It is a dolphin Pokemon, again, new in Scarlet and Violet, water type. And it has like 2 forms. So this is like the kind of basic form of it. But if you look here, its physical capabilities are no different than Finizen's. But when its allies are endangered, it transforms and powers itself up. And then it's like this weird, like, almost bipedal, muscly dolphin thing. So this looks really similar to regular Finizen, but it has this heart on it. Then we have a regular Tatsugiri, not hollow or anything. Then, so it looks like this is the reverse hollow. It looks shiny to me, but it's actually the same ancient card from before, Brute Bonnet, but I think this counts as one of the reverse hollows. Then we have a Slugma reverse hollow, so have the fire type pattern there. Kind of cool art. I don't know if he's like down in a hole, or I can't really tell like what's supposed to be higher up and what's lower up. It has these cute little like stars and sparkles around it. So this is a lava Pokemon. I think evolves into Magcargo or something like that. It's said that in ancient times, when volcanoes were more active, there were many more Slugma than there are now. And lastly, oh, actually that's cool. So just a regular hollow, but it's a Zapdos. And pretty cool art, so I feel like they've picked really good Pokemon for the hollows in this set, so I'm still like excited about them. We have Zapdos looking like fierce, and then this kind of electricity crackling around him. Also Gen 1, this Pokemon has complete control over electricity. There are tales of Zapdos nesting in the dark depths of pitch black thunderclouds. 190 damage on Thunderbolt. That's a cool hollow. And then Fighting Energy. Alright, another Dragapult pack. Hopefully that's good luck. Upside down. Okay, this is a Froakie, and it is by Yuka Mori, who's the artist that like makes them out of clay and then takes pictures of them in a natural setting, which is kind of funny. So this is one of the starters. I don't remember from what generation, but it's number 656, so maybe 2 or 3 generations ago. Water type, and it secretes flexible bubbles from its chest and back. The bubbles reduce the damage it would have otherwise taken when attacked. Is this the one that evolves into Greninja? Maybe. Oh, so cute again. seriously like a lot of Gen 1 in this. So this is Eevee now, normal type Pokemon, famous for having all the evolutions. Its genetic code is irregular. It may mutate if it's exposed to radiation from element stones. There's a like Eevee full art rare, whatever, in this set that a lot of people really want. There's just like a ton of Eevee hanging out in like a living room. Okay, next is Phantump. Phantump is a grass Pokemon, although I feel like maybe it's like grass dark or grass ghost. They call it a stump Pokemon. This Pokemon came to be when the spirit of a deceased child possessed a tree stump. It now wanders the forest searching for friends. So another really creepy backstory. Kind of scary. I like the little like lake and the moon in the background. Alright, another Slugma. Diplin. Also, there's not that many repeats in this set. I feel like other sets, like I would end up with 5 or 6 of the same card, but this one is, I think, only a couple repeats. Diplin. So this is the one that we got the full art of before, but now you can kind of see him looking more like the other candy apples. This is also a really cute card. So it's grass dragon type, so here he's on a grass type card, and same description as before, but really cute. Okay, then we have a trainer card, Stadium Jamming Tower. I don't really know what that is. Oops. Hooray! It's Glaceon. That's super awesome because I love the evolutions and I love ice types, so I love Glaceon, and this is really cute art. He's kind of like looking happy and it's snowing. Oh, I really like that. So it lowers its body heat to freeze its fur. The hairs then become like needles it can fire. That's a good one. Alright, next is a Phantump reverse holo this time. And then a Swirlix reverse holo. So before we got its evolution, this is Swirlix, the cotton candy Pokemon. See other packages of cotton candy in the back. So it's a really cute like festival theme running through a lot of these. It eats its own weight in sugar every day. If it doesn't get enough sugar, it becomes incredibly grumpy. So that's cute. And lastly, just another regular holo. So this is Chandelure, regular holo. Chandelure evolves from Lampent, which evolves from Litwick. It absorbs spirits, which it then burns. By waving the flames on its arms, it puts its foes into a hypnotic trance. And then fire type. Okay, last 3 packs. So far, nothing as good as the full art Diplin. Okay, so starting off, it is a Swirlix, regular, not holo at all. We have a Tadbulb to go with the belly bolt from before, called an Tadpole Pokemon. It's an electric type. It floats using the electricity stored in its body. When thunder clouds are around, Tadbulb will float higher off the ground. So it's like a light bulb mixed with a tadbulb. Kind of a cute background. Lots of pastels. Then we have a regular old Applin. So that's nice to go with all the Diplins. Very cute apple core Pokemon. Applin lives inside an apple. When an Applin is separated from its apple, its body loses moisture and the Pokemon grows weak. I wonder if they have to move to different apples, like a hermit crab, or if somehow they keep one apple their whole life and it doesn't start rotting. I don't know. Don't know how that works. He's a cute grass type. Then we have Flabébé. So this is the first evolution of Florges single bloom Pokemon. This Flabébé rides a red flower. See, they always do the red flower. Immediately after birth, the Pokemon begins flying around in search of a flower it likes. So that's a cute evolutionary line. Then we have Sandslash to go with the Sandshrew. They call it a mouse Pokemon, although it doesn't really look like a mouse to me, at least when it has evolved. It's a fighting type. The spikes on its body are made up of its hardened hide. It rolls up and attacks foes with its spikes. So that's Sandslash. Ooh, okay, we have a future card now, and it's Iron Bundle, which is Delibird, but in the future when it's basically turned into a robot. I'm scared of robots, so I really didn't like this whole trend of like all these robot Pokemon. I was so creeped out at the end of Violet, but at least Delibird's not a very threatening Pokemon. It resembles a mysterious object mentioned in an old book. There are only 2 reported sightings of this Pokemon, Iron Bundle. That's a funny one. I call him Santa Owl. Alright, now trainer supporter Lucian. I don't think I know who this is. I don't think he's in Arceus or Violet, and I have not come across him in Sword and Shield, so maybe he's from something older. Oh, wow, okay. So this is one of the A-Spec cards. It's very pink. If you can't tell, it's like bright fuchsia or whatever you'd call it. I don't know. I think they're always like trainer cards. I don't really know what an A-Spec card means, but they've put them in some of these last expansions. And this one is Scoop Up a Cyclone. So it's cool, but it's not a Pokemon, so kind of lame. I do have one that's a Master Ball though, and that one's awesome, but everything else, like, it's just kind of a piece of equipment. At least we have that. And then this time, Reverse Hollow Sandslash. And then a Hollow Okidogi. So I really don't like these Pokemon. So there's like, this is also from the DLC. There's like these 3 Pokemon. They have this ugly color scheme of like black, purple, and green, which I guess it's okay at Halloween, but I just don't like them. And because they're bullies, they like super bullied Ogerpon and made everyone think they were the heroes and Ogerpon was the villain, and they're just kind of like assholes. So this one's kind of based on a dog. Okidogi is a ruffian with a short temper. It can pulverize anything by swinging around the chain on its neck. So there we go, and then electric type. Down to just 2 packs. Okay, we have a Litwick. So this is what evolves eventually into Chandelure. It's a candle Pokemon, fire type. I recognize this as a scene from the DLC, like this watery lake with crystals in it. While shining a light and pretending to be a guide, it leeches off the life force of any who follow it. So another creepy one. We have a Puchaina that evolves into the Mightyena. It is called a Bite Pokemon. It just kind of looks like a wolf. It's a dark type. Puchaina pursue their prey in packs. Once the prey is exhausted, the pack finishes it off, but sometimes the prey retaliates and the pack flees. Okay. Ooh, then a Palossand. So this evolves from the Sandy Gas. Basically, instead of just kind of a little hill of sand with a shovel stuck into it, it's a full, as they call it, Sandcastle Pokemon. It attacks spooky sand, which is kind of funny. From the hollows in its arms, it fires the bones of its victims, which are all dried up after being drained of their vitality. So that's creepy. We have a Timber. This evolves into Conkeldurr and something else. I forget now. It's called a muscular Pokemon. It just like carries around this piece of wood. It fights by swinging a piece of lumber around. It's close to evolving when it can handle heavy lumber without difficulty. So a fighting type. Alright, we have a Darmanitan. It evolves from Darumaka. It's a fire type, blazing Pokemon. It has an attack for 210 damage, which is pretty good. The thick arms of this hot-blooded Pokemon can deliver punches capable of obliterating a dump truck. Okay, this is a trainer supporter Carmine, which is cool because she's one of the main characters in the DLC, so that's fun to have one of her. Ooh. I really like this art. This is Swanna, who evolves from Ducklet, and I just love the colors, like the bright blues and greens and this kind of like sparkliness around it. It looks very like magical, like Swan Lake, Swan Princess kind of thing. They just call it a white bird Pokemon, which is kind of lame. It's a normal type. It's said that many artists have taken inspiration from the sight of a Swanna performing a beautiful dance in the light of dawn. That is really cute art. Alright, oh. Okay, so we have another trainer supporter, and this one's a reverse holo. And this is another character from the DLC named Perrin. She kind of like randomly pops up in places. And she's like a photographer. Not a huge character, but she has like a few little side quests for you. Then, I was hoping this would be in the Poliwrath line. This is Jinx. Another Gen 1. I think the really humanoid Pokemon are kind of creepy. And I also like... I think maybe I never knew, or I forgot that Jinx was an ice type Pokemon, and then I read that like a year or so ago, and I never would associate her with ice. I think it's really confusing. She just does not seem like an ice type. In certain parts of Galar, Jinx was once feared and worshipped as the Queen of Ice. Like, nothing about this gives me ice, but okay. Oh, I thought it was going to be something cool, but it's just the ancient thing. So this is the holo. It is an ancient Pokemon, Walking Wake. Paradox Pokemon. This ferocious creature is shrouded in mystery. It's named after an aquatic monster mentioned in an old expedition journal. So there's that, and then Steel type. So now, last pack. Things kind of tanked after the full art, which I was kind of expecting, but maybe this will have something good. Okay, so we start off with a grass type Spinarak, who is the string spit Pokemon. Some fishers weave its sturdy thread into nets to catch fish Pokemon. So he's a little spider. I forget what he evolves into, maybe Tarantula? Or maybe not. There's a few spider lines. Oh, cute. Okay, so we have a Hisuian Growlithe to go with the Arcanine. Kind of weird art. It's kind of like fuzzy. I almost wondered if it was like a print error, which maybe, but it's kind of like fuzzy and not very crisp. They call it a scout Pokemon, which is a weird way to summarize a Growlithe to me. I guess the Hisuian ones are fighting type, not fire type. They patrol their territory in pairs. I believe the igneous rock components in the fur of the species are the result of volcanic activity in its habitat. So there we go. Oh, yay, 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 yay. Poliwag. Now I just need a Poliwhirl. Oh, it's so cute. It's like looking at its reflection in the water. I just love this line. Very cute. Tadpole Pokemon, water type. It's so cute. Okay, its legs are newly grown and it can't walk very well. It seems to prefer swimming through the water instead. Nice. Alright, and then an IPOM, which is the first of how do I say this? The first in the line with Ambipom. It evolves into Ambipom. Basic, normal type Pokemon. Its tail moves with greater dexterity than its hands, making deft use of the tail. IPOM lives high among the treetops, so it's up in a tree. Another Bellybolt. A Snorlax. Yet another Gen 1. They call it a sleeping Pokemon. These are funny. But first, food, and then this, like, super expensive, heavy impact. It's a normal type Pokemon. Its stomach's digestive juices can dissolve any kind of poison. Eating things off the ground doesn't bother it at all. Alright, trainer Lana's 8. I don't know who Lana is either, so not sure where she comes from. Then we have, okay, so it's the Zapdos from before, but now it's a reverse holo with the electric type pattern. Then, okay, a Farigiraf, so this evolves from Girafarig, called a long neck Pokemon. More regular art style than that other card. Wonderful Rumble, interesting. Psychic type. The hardened head from the tail protects the head of the main body as Farigiraf whips its long neck around to headbutt enemies. And this will be the last one. Oh, it's something. Oh, cool. Okay, so it is the Greninja EX. Terra evolves from Frogadier, which I think evolves from Froakie, unless there's another frog I'm confusing it with. Cool card, shimmery. I do wish on the EXs, like, this box was smaller and like more of the card showed the Pokemon's body, because it kind of like, it's just a really tiny space to show them. But this is a fighting type Pokemon, probably a fighting water type. Nice to end on a good one. And then a grass energy. So in 9 packs, we got 2 EXs, the Luxray, the Grid Ninja, and then one of these full art or art rare of Diplin, and then one a spec trainer, and then just regular holos. I do like this set, so I think a lot of people are a little annoyed with how many expansions the Pokemon Company is pumping out, and it seems like you have a new one to buy every month or every other month, which is expensive, and it's hard to collect all the cards. But I like this one for a few reasons. One, because of the box art and the color scheme. 2, because there's some really cute cards in there, and a lot of my favorite Pokemon are in it. And 3, because there's very few repeats, which I feel like has not been the case in a lot of the last expansions I've opened. I've just had so many repeats, and I feel like I got a lot of like full evolution lines or multiple in the line, so that was super cool. So I would recommend opening a few packs of this just to see what you get, and yeah, maybe I'll buy a few more, or just kind of now look at the card list and see if there's any ones I want to buy singles of. But yeah, I hope you liked this video, and have a good day or night.